You know, there's a hidden government online. Now that might sound a little crazy, but stick with me. If you've spent any real time on the internet, you have definitely seen its symbol. It stands for a quiet revolution, a whole set of rules that governs a massive chunk of our digital world.
Oh yeah, you've seen this one. It's all over the place. On photos on Flickr, music on SoundCloud, articles on Wikipedia, even entire books. It's the Creative Commons logo. And honestly, it's become one of the most familiar symbols on the web.
And right there, that's where the puzzle begins. We all get all rights reserved, right? That's the default. It means STOP, don't touch. You gotta ask permission for everything. But some rights reserved? What in the world does that even mean? It hints at a totally different way of thinking about how we create and share things online.
So to really understand what Creative Commons is all about, we have to go back and look at the problem it was built to solve. It was a problem that its founder, a law professor named Lawrence Lessig, called the copyright black hole.
Here's the core of the issue. The moment you make something, I'm talking a photo, a blog post, a little piece of music, and you put it online, bam, it is automatically and fully protected by copyright. That means without your explicit say-so, nobody can legally copy it, share it, or build something new with it.
The easiest way to think about this is with a traffic light. Traditional copyright is a default red light. It just means stop. If you want to use something, you've got to track down the owner, ask for permission, and that can be slow, expensive, or sometimes just flat out impossible. But Creative Commons flips that whole thing on its head. It's a green light. It's the creator saying, go ahead, permission granted, as long as you follow a few simple rules I've already laid out for you.
And that default red light system, that's what created this legal minefield Lessig was talking about. I mean, the internet was practically built for sharing and remixing, but the law was just automatically slamming on the brakes, you know? It was paralyzing that collaborative spirit. You were never really sure what you could or couldn't use, and it's just made it safer to not even try to create something new.
So how do you fix a black hole? Well, it turns out you do it with an incredibly elegant solution. Creative Commons licenses were designed with this brilliant three-layered structure that makes sharing simple, legal, and really efficient.
Now the genius here is how it speaks to everyone involved. First, you've got the Commons deed. That's for everyday people, like you and me. It's a simple, easy-to-read summary. Then, for the legal folks, there's the actual legal code. It's rock solid, the kind of thing that holds up in court. And finally, and this part is just so clever, there's the digital code. This is machine-readable metadata that lets search engines and other software automatically find and understand the permissions.
And this is where the real power kicks in. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. Nope. Instead, creators get to build their own license by just mixing and matching from 4 simple conditions. Think of them like building blocks. Let's start with the first 2.
Okay, first up is the foundation of almost every single license, attribution. It's simple. It just means, hey, feel free to use my photo, just make sure you give me credit for taking it.
Then you can add another block, non-commercial. This one says, sure, anybody can use my song in their student film, but they can't use it in a big TV commercial without coming back to me to work out a deal.
All right, now for the last 2 conditions. These are a little more nuanced, but they are incredibly powerful.
Next is no derivative works. This lets people share your article far and wide, but they can't change it. They can't translate it or, say, turn it into a screenplay. It has to be shared exactly as you wrote it.
And finally, maybe the most powerful one of all, share alike. This is kind of the pay-it-forward condition. It says you can totally remix my song, but whatever new thing you create with it has to be shared under the exact same open license. It's like a viral engine for creativity, making sure the pool of shared stuff just keeps on growing. Okay, so that's how it works. Pretty cool, right? But the real story here, the really mind-bending part, isn't just about a clever licensing system. It's about what that system actually created. I want you to really let this sink in. According to thinkers like Hideaki Shurata, Creative Commons wasn't just a set of licenses. It was the birth of an entirely new form of government, built by private citizens for the digital world. And check out how complete this system is. Lessig famously argued that we're all regulated by 4 forces. There's social norms, the law, the market, and then there's architecture or code. Well, Creative Commons brilliantly hacks all 4. The little icons, those are the social norms. The legal license, that's a private contract using copyright law. The internet, that's the market for distribution. And the metadata, that's the architecture. It is a total system of governance.
And this all leads to Lessig's most famous and powerful insight. In the digital world, code is law. The most powerful thing regulating us isn't always a politician in Washington, it's the underlying architecture of the systems we use every single day.
So, why does this 20-year-old idea about a new government matter so much right now? Because that exact same model of governance, using architecture, is now shaping the entire future of value in the age of AI.
Think about it. As AI gets better and better at knowing all the common stuff that's already out there, the value of that general knowledge is basically dropping to zero. So what becomes priceless? The unique, the specialized, the outlier intelligence. All the stuff an AI can't just invent on its own.
And here's the direct connection. We're now seeing platforms create programs to compensate creators for AI learning, and they are built on the exact same principle. They're new architectures, new little governments, designed to find and reward creators whose unique work is valuable for training AI models. This is the legacy of Creative Commons in action, right now.
And this is exactly why this matters to you personally. Your niche expertise, your unique perspective, your personal experiences, all those things that make your knowledge different from the mainstream, they are shifting from just being a hobby to being a genuinely valuable resource in this new economy. The architecture is finally being built to recognize it.
So, it really leaves us with this one big question. Creative Commons was one of the first systems to really understand that architecture is a form of governance. But now these systems are everywhere. So what are the invisible rules, the lines of code, the default settings that are quietly shaping your choices and defining your world online? Once you start looking for them, you'll see them everywhere.